Okay, so today we'll work on the root chakra. The bladder and kidney meridians are related to the root chakra. So the first position we'll do is the plantar stretch. You just sit on your heels like this with your toes turned under. Go ahead and come into the position, and while you're holding it for about 2 minutes, then I'll talk to you about how to go deeper and affect the root chakra. First of all, make sure that your toes, your little toes, are pulled out and not tucked under. And then release the whole weight of your body down so that your sit bones are connected to your heel bones. Just feel the weight of your body there. This stretches the plantar fascia, the soles of the feet, and it has an effect on the pelvic floor also, and the whole bladder and kidney meridians. The bladder meridian goes from the little toe up the back of the body like this, and over to the inner corners of the eyebrows and the tear ducts. The kidney meridian starts in the soles of the feet, and it goes up the inner thighs and then up the front of the body here. So if you're feeling some pressure in your feet, some stretching in the soles of your feet, that's really good. The feet are pretty tough. They can take a lot of pressure, intensity, and sensation. Of course, you don't want to hurt yourself, but it's difficult to go too deep into this posture. So just try to relax the weight of your body down. Stay there, stay still in the posture. Try to breathe normally and don't resist the sensations that you feel. Allow the plantar fascia to stretch. This is the first posture we'll do for the root chakra because opening the soles of the feet is really important when you're working in the kidney and bladder and the root chakra. So stay there. I'm going to turn to the side now, but you stay in the posture. If you'd like to go a little bit deeper, spread your knees apart like this. So your toes point out to the sides, and your heels are still right under your sit bones. Release the weight down into your heels again. Now, the next posture is like this. You'll lift up a little bit and shift your weight over to the left so that your left heel is pressing in between your sit bones, and then extend your right leg straight. Now, it may not be possible to release all of your weight down. You can keep your hands down to gently start to release down into the posture. But if possible, let your left knee down and release, so your hands can be on your knees, the full weight of your body onto your heel. You'll feel your heel pressing up into the pelvic floor, maybe into the anus. And there is an intense stretch now, or a pressure in the balls of your feet, or a stretch in the sole of your foot. This is good. This is what you want to feel. Keep trying to release your weight down. And we're going to hold it for 2 minutes, maybe about a minute more. If you want to deepen the posture, you can do Mula Bandha. This is a contraction of the pelvic floor. Squeeze and release the pelvic floor. As you do that, you should feel the contraction against your heel, your left heel bone. Stay with the pose. As soon as you release the pose, the pressure, the intensity, and the stretch should go away immediately. But while you're in it, it can feel very intense. This opening of the sole of the foot is again affecting the root chakra and the bladder and kidney meridians. Okay, and release. All you're going to do now is switch your feet, so that your right heel is now in between your sit bones, and extend your left leg. So you have to shift over a little bit to the right side. Feel the heel pressing up in between your sit bones, pressing into the pelvic floor, and squeeze and release the pelvic floor here. So the emotion that goes with the bladder and kidney meridians is fear. This is a deep kind of fear, like a shock or a trauma, and it resides in the root chakra. When we get afraid, the pelvic floor can contract and pull the tailbone or put tension in the pelvic floor and in the soles of the feet, and this extends all along the backside of the body. It can create tension in the lower back, the back of the neck, even the scalp, the calves, and the soles of the feet. Releasing, this is a great stretch to release, to begin to release some of that tension. Stay with the posture. Make sure that you're not holding your breath. When we experience tension or intensity of sensation, sometimes we hold the breath in. So be sure to exhale completely to release all of the tension and surrender into the posture. Just a few more seconds left on this side. Releasing your weight down into your heel. Keep doing the contractions if you like. It helps distract the mind as well. Okay, and release. Great job. The next posture is very simple. We'll do Paschimottanasana, or a simple forward fold. And we'll hold this for about 5 minutes. But first let's come into the posture correctly. So you want to be on your sit bones. You can pull some of the flesh out to allow your sit bones to come into contact with the floor. And then begin with your knees bent like this. We're going to open the pelvic floor again, so make sure that you're not rounding forward. See, this doesn't open the pelvic floor. Push your sacrum forward so that your lower abdomen, it comes into contact with your thigh, deepening the hip crease. And then you can feel the tailbone shooting out behind you and the sit bones spreading apart. If you're more flexible, you can straighten your legs as long as your back is still flat. Come into the posture and then release your head down. Lengthen the back of your neck so that you can lengthen the entire bladder meridian, and keep holding. We'll hold for 5 minutes. While you're in the posture, you can visualize the bladder meridian, which is running from the little toe. Starting here, you can squeeze your little toe and even pull it back. And then it runs up the side of the foot like this, under the ankle bone, up the back of the leg, back of the knee, hamstring, through the sit bones, same on both sides, up the sacrum, running up the sides of the spine, back of the neck like this, over the top of the head, to the inner corners of the eyes. So by extending the back of your neck and even turning your gaze towards your pubic bone, you can fully lengthen the bladder meridian. So it would look like this. And pulling the little toes back. Some points to work on while you're in the posture, holding the posture. Besides squeezing the little toes, you can work all the way up the side of the feet like this. Using some acupressure to deepen the posture. Anywhere you feel tenderness or tension, you can spend more time pressing deep, making little circles. Also, this is a great place to work to open the bladder meridian and the root chakra. Is here under the heel bone, under the ankle bone, along the heel bone. It feels like you're pressing into the bone here, and just make some circles there. You can even work up the calf a little bit if that's where you feel the tension. Or you can start to work in the kidney meridian, also to affect the pelvic floor, by pressing directly into the soles of the feet, where you were just stretching in the last posture. You can put very firm pressure here and then feel the length of the back of the neck. Another place that you can press is the back of the neck. You can take your thumbs into the base of the skull here and work deep into this area. Remember, you can have your knees bent if you need to. So by releasing points along the meridian, you affect the whole meridian, the whole pathway. Sometimes you need to release tension in the base of the skull or in the soles of the feet in order to open the whole pathway, to open the pelvic floor. Also, besides using the pressure points, you can use your concentration. You can focus on points. So while you hold the posture for a couple more minutes, move your concentration to the tailbone. Concentration is the most powerful tool that you can develop in your yoga practice. If you can make the mind one-pointed, then you can create rapid change inside the physical and emotional and spiritual body. Concentrating on the tailbone or on the sit bones, or on the kidney organs, which are right here in near the lower back. Great. Release the pose gently. And then we're going to move into the next pose. Come forward onto your mat. You can start in a Sphinx pose. I'll talk about the setup. You want to have your legs together, your feet and heels touching together. So make sure they're tight together. And then your pubic bone should push down into the floor. Now this posture is going to work more on the kidney meridian, which is running from the soles of the feet through the inner thighs. We'll squeeze the lower inner thighs together to activate the kidney meridian, and then open the top of the kidney meridian by lifting the collarbones. The kidney meridian will run from the pubic bone, top of the pubic bone, up to the collarbones here near the center of the body. All right, let's begin the hold. Stretch from the pubic bone through the collarbones. Keep squeezing your legs together, your ankles, your feet. If you are more flexible, you can always straighten your arms and go into a cobra position, but keep your feet together. And you're lengthening mostly from the pubic bone through the collarbones again. Use your concentration. Concentrate on the kidney organs. The kidney organs are here, at the very bottom of the rib cage in the upper part of the lower back. As you come into this posture deeper, you should feel the kidneys moving upward. Or you can concentrate between the kidneys. This point is almost exactly behind the navel in your lower back. Concentrate behind the navel. Keep squeezing your heels together, your legs and thighs, pushing the pubic bone down into the floor, and lifting the kidneys. And then you can begin to open the chest more as this meridian runs all the way to the collarbones. Feel a lifting of the collarbones. The kidney organs also relate to the adrenal glands. The adrenal glands in the Chinese medicine system are actually the same in the same system as the kidneys. The adrenal glands rest on top of the kidneys. And if you don't already know, these relate to the hormones of stress and fear. When there's too much stress and fear, then the adrenal glands and the kidneys get exhausted. This creates tension along the pathway, either the bladder pathway or the kidney pathway, affecting the entire spine and central nervous system. Stay focused in the posture with normal breathing, squeezing the legs together, pushing the pubic bone into the floor, concentrating behind the navel, and lifting the collarbones. Another point that you can concentrate on is the soles of the feet. Very powerful points in the soles of the feet. You can feel the energy moving there if you concentrate. And then feel you're extending the collarbones up and away from the soles of the feet. Just a few more seconds. Stay still in the posture. Okay, and release. Now lie down on your back. Just lie flat on your back and relax and feel the effects of the posture. We have one more pose that we'll hold again for 5 minutes. We'll do the Plow pose. The Plow pose is an excellent posture to strengthen the kidney energy and to release tension in the bladder meridian. You can come into a very gentle version of the Plow pose, where the knees will be slightly bent, or your knees can rest on your forehead. If you're more flexible, you can go into the deeper variations of the posture. The important thing is to feel the stretch along the back side of the body here, rounding the back slightly. You can straighten your legs or bend your knees. Feel an opening in the kidneys here. If you can, bring your hands to your feet, and then again you can work on your little toes. You can press on the points in your heels that we worked on before to help release tension in the whole meridian. The bladder meridian, the root chakra, is related to the whole back side of the body, the kidney organ and the bladder organ. Also related to the central nervous system. In this posture, you can feel the spinal cord, the brain, releasing tension, concentrating there inside the spinal cord and brain. The kidney and bladder meridians are part of the spiritual axis of the body, the deepest part of the 12 regular meridians.
related to the organs and physiological processes. Through the spiritual axis, the bladder and kidney are related to the heart and small intestine meridians. Keep breathing normally in the posture, hold and concentrate. The best focal points are the base of the skull, the tear ducts where the bladder meridian ends, the sacrum or tailbone, the root of the spine, or the soles of the feet. As you inhale, feel the expansion of the kidneys here in the lower back. The kidneys draw the inhale down and receive the energy from the air, the chi or prana. Chi or prana is different from air. It fills the whole body. Stay focused and visualize the entire back side of the body lengthening. From the soles of the feet, the little toes, up the backs of the legs, the sit bones, tailbone, sacrum, the entire back of the spine, back of the neck, the scalp, the forehead. Even turning your gaze down towards your nose to complete the lengthening of the bladder meridian. Stay still. Release and open the root chakra. Now gently release, rolling down the spine and relax. Lie flat on your back for a few seconds, just to feel the effects of the posture. If you'd like to do a counter pose, you can come into the fish. Lifting your chest, come to the top of your head and breathe just for a few seconds, opening the upper chest and throat. Now lift your chest, tuck your chin, and release. Lie flat on your back for Shavasana. Rest for a few minutes here and feel the healing effects of this sequence on the kidneys, the bladder, and the root chakra.